blind us. Has no weight or value to it. It has to be for the sake of Allah. Purify the intention for the sake of Allah. Make everything for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. الَّذِينَ يُنْفِقُونَ فِي السَّرَّاءِ وَالضَّرَّاءِ. Those who spend a time of ease, a time of adversity, they still spend for the sake of Allah. Please come forward a little more. Jazakumullah khair. There's more brothers who need space. Please come forward. Jazakumullah khair. Those who spend from whatever Allah has given them, even they may not have much, but they want to share it. They want to share a piece of date with another fasting brother or a sister with a sister. They want to share it. They will put the well-being of other Muslims ahead of theirs. Ahead of theirs. Hey, Umar ibn al-Khattab, radiyallahu anhu, given half of his wealth for the sake of Allah. Abu Bakr, radiyallahu anhu, given all of his wealth for the sake of Allah. They seek the same Jannah we seek. They want the mercy of Allah and the forgiveness of Allah. Why can't we take them as our examples? And those who may have committed a sin of some kind, transgressed against themselves, they remember Allah and they ask for His forgiveness. وَالَّذِينَ إِذَا فَعَلُوا فَاحِشَةً أَوْ ظَلَمُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ ذَكَرُوا اللَّهَ فَاسْتَغْفَرُوا لِذُنُوبِهِمْ وَمَنْ يَغْفِرُ الذُّنُوبَ إِلَّا اللَّهُ. When they realize only Allah who can forgive the sins. We all make mistakes. No one is perfect. Perfection is due to Allah and Allah only. But we need to remember immediately to ask Allah for forgiveness. Change the way. Make our siyam a little bit better. Make our qiyam a little bit better. Make our zakah a little bit better. Don't spoil your everything with backbiting, spying, bad wordings. Don't spoil everything with bad attitudes and bad behaviors. This is the house of Allah. You are not my guest here. I am not your guest here. We all are the guests of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our host is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So who has the right to insult others in the house of Allah? Who has the right to put down others in the house of Allah? None. Our host is the most generous. Our host is the most merciful. And out of politeness toward our host, we must respect the host. When you go to visit someone, you respect their property, and you respect their house. You respect what they have. This is out of politeness, out of good etiquettes and behaviors. What about the house of Allah? When we are in the house of Allah, shouldn't we respect the house of Allah? My dear brothers and sisters, these last 10 days, there is a sunnah in them, that is sunnah mu'akkada, which is al-i'tikaf. The Prophet ﷺ used to make i'tikaf throughout the year, but in Ramadan, it's sunnah mu'akkada. And he used to make it the first 10 days, the middle 10 days, or the last 10 days, but mainly the last 10 days. And i'tikaf means being in the masjid day and night, only to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You go out of necessity only. However, now some of the scholars, almost all the madhahib but Malik, said you can even come with the intention of an i'tikaf, even if it's for a few minutes. So make the intention of this i'tikaf. Come with the intention of i'tikaf. Try to spend a couple of rak'ah for the sake of Allah in this masjid for an i'tikaf. Tahajjud, the last third of the night, the most precious time to call upon Allah. To call upon Allah at this time when everyone else is asleep and here you are standing. Who you think will win? The sleeping person or the awake person who's calling upon Allah? And you spend the time with the ones who you love. And your beloved this time is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're trying to spend more time between His hands. وَسَارِعُوا إِلَى مَغْفِرَةٍ, my dear brothers and sisters, also comes with giving away sadaqat, charity. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا. The successful one is the one who purifies himself, his wealth. مَنْ زَكَّاهَا. Look at even the name of zakah. Zakah is purification. Zakah is to increase something, not to decrease it, is to increase it. It's the amount of money or goods or whatever that is need to be given out for the sake of Allah to those who need it. Why should we hold back in Ramadan when everything is multiplied? Everything is multiplied. One deed is multiplied by 10 and more, and Allah also increases it to whomever Allah pleases. We also, my dear brothers and sisters, must realize that Ramadan, we might be tested with someone who might get us upset. Somebody might say something that offends us. We should restrain ourselves, control our anguish and our anger. وَالْكَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظَ, and those who control their anger. وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ, those who forgive people. This is a good time to train ourselves on that. Even if it's 1 hour left of Ramadan, don't let it pass by. وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ, let them go. وَالَّذِينَ خَطَبَهُمُ الْجَاهِلُونَ قَالُوا سَلَامًا. If the ignorant talks to them, they say salam, they leave them. They leave them. My dear brothers and sisters, we need to use this time for Allah and Allah only, to save ourselves first, to save our families, to win the paradise that is with heavens and earth. اللهم النداء فأمنوا اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك سميع. Whatever you have is from Allah. Allah gives and Allah takes. The Prophet ﷺ in a beautiful hadith says, لا تدخلوا الجنة حتى تؤمنوا ولا تؤمنوا حتى تحابوا. You will never enter the Jannah until you believe. And unless and until you love one another, then you won't believe. So the condition of entering the Jannah is Iman. And the condition of perfecting the Iman is loving one another. Not shredding one another. It's loving one another. My dear brothers and sisters, we will talk a little bit more, inshallah, about this verse in Surah Al Imran. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. وسارعوا إلى مغفرة من ربكم وجنة